Welcome back to Little Wars TV. We're only a month away from the release of Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, which means this is a perfect time to do a Star Wars themed episode.
Well, yeah, Star Wars was a big part of my childhood, but Steve, this is a historical wargaming channel.
Well, my Padawan, you must remember that Star Wars, the entire saga, took place a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
You mean 1983?
This episode is an opportunity to discuss the graying of the historical wargaming hobby and how science fiction and fantasy gaming may be the key to saving the historical genre. Then we'll set up an amazing custom Endor table to refight the classic battle from the Return of the Jedi using the Legion rules from Fantasy Flight Games.
It's a great idea, Steve, and I would really love to do it, but there's someone that won't allow it.
You mean Greg? We don't have to tell him about this.
I think it's too late.
I sense a disturbance in the Force. Sci-fi and fantasy gaming can never be allowed in this club.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes, Greg.
If you cannot be turned to the historical side, you will be destroyed.
What's the problem? Hurry up!
Is it the top button or the bottom button?
There's only one button!
You mean that one?
Yes!
Oh, shit. My bad.
Keith, you need to be more careful with that lightsaber next time.
Sorry, it was an accident. Well, now we dispense with Greg. It's actually safe for me to admit that I'm more of a sci-fi and fantasy wargamer.
Little Wars TV is a historical wargaming channel, but like most gamers, I think we all dabble just a little bit.
Well, we do, and I'm going to make a really bold claim here.
Oh boy.
For historical wargaming to survive as a hobby, it needs sci-fi and fantasy wargaming. Thanks to 6 years of data we have from the Great Wargaming Survey run by WSS Magazine, we know for a fact that the historical wargaming hobby is an increasingly older audience. In business, it's what they call an inverted funnel. It means the pipeline of newer historical players isn't keeping pace with the death or retirement of older players.
And you think Star Wars is the solution?
I do. Indirectly, yes. Well, exposing younger audiences to sci-fi and fantasy games is the perfect gateway drug to historical games. Will all these people become historical wargamers? No, but some will.
That's how most of us in this club became avid historical players.
Exactly my point. We shouldn't be shunning these genres, we should be encouraging them. A rising tide in the hobby lifts all boats, and the historical side of the hobby could really use the support.
It's up to us, who do love the historical hobby, to convert and evangelize some of the younger players.
Exactly, and we don't even need to totally convert them. Look at me, I play all genres. I think it's time we set foot on the forest moon of Endor. We've put together a great 6-foot by 8-foot tabletop and tried to remain faithful to the battle depicted in Return of the Jedi. Most of our terrain was scratch built, and this will be a good time to mention that we have lots of outstanding terrain tutorials on the Little Wars TV channel. For today's game, we'll be using the Star Wars Legion rules by Fantasy Flight Games. If you'd like to learn more about the rules, we're going to be doing an in-depth review of Legion next week, so stop by and check it out. Would you like to win a free starter set? Stick around. At the end of this episode, we'll tell you how you can win. One of our viewers will be receiving this as a fantastic Christmas present.
Are you sure we're allowed to play a non-historical game in the club today?
Oh, yeah. Steve and I vanquished Greg before he got here.
Oh, speaking of Steve, wasn't he supposed to run today's game? Where is he?
We had a little bit of an accident.
We didn't have an accident. You did.
Steve, I thought you were dead.
I am dead. But in the Star Wars universe, no one's ever really gone. At least as long as it serves a convenient plot point. For today, you can just call me the Force Ghost host. Now I'll let you all divide into your two teams and discuss your available forces.
Our plan is to bring democracy to Endor. And we're going to do that by destroying their infrastructure, slaughtering the inhabitants, and making sure they have no electricity or clean water for the next 15 years.
It's not our fault. The Ewoks are just tasty.
I'm Tony. I'm going to be commanding the Imperials defending the bunker today.
And I'm Miles. I'll be defending the landing pad and probably coming to Tony's aid.
We're going to munch up all the soft components of the rebel force, and then we'll turn and...
I'll have a small detachment to try to delay them at the landing pad, send my main force to help Tony wipe out the rebel commando units, and then we'll turn and secure the landing pad.
Hey, I'm Keith. I'm going to be playing the Han, Chewie, and Leia force.
I'm Brian. We're playing the relief force that comes in to save the day.
Save the day? You don't need to do that. I got everything under control.
Sure you do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, so well, I'm going to go directly after the bunker, because that's the most cinematic part, and that needs to happen because that's the movie.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course. And they know we're going to be aggressive because they know us. So yeah, I will delay as long as I can and make a lot of noise so you'll know that I'm coming.
All right.
And hopefully I can get my mobile units, my mech units behind their armor and maybe make some really big noise. That'd be fun.
Yeah, all right.
Why not use the Force? It surrounds us. Let it flow through you and around you.
I think he's actually more annoying as a ghost.
Keith ignores the advice of a true Jedi Master at his own peril. There are two objectives in today's game. The most important to both sides is the Imperial command bunker, which controls the shield generator for the Death Star. The secondary target is the Imperial landing pad. Tony and Miles begin the game deployed on both objectives, while Keith and Brian approach from two different directions. As in the film, Han, Leia, and Chewie lead the main attack on the bunker.
Bam!
Ooh! They've got the initiative, Tony.
On the first turn, Brian's rebel troopers fan out from the U-wing and advance toward the landing pad, forcing Miles to respond by dispatching a team of Imperial speeder bikes to race down the valley and intercept. On the opposite end of the table, Keith's rebels advance cautiously against the bunker, with Han and Leia holding back to observe the developing situation. Preferring maneuver to brute force, Keith sneaks a squad of elite pathfinders around the rear of the bunker, while Chewie and his Wookiee warriors probe the front entrance. As the Wookiees advance through the forest, they exchange blaster fire with Tony's defending stormtroopers.
Who want the hoot?
Oh, yeah.
And he...
Is that the Wookiees firing at us?
It's Chewie.
3 hits.
3 defense dice, because you have no cover. Save 1. Take 2 off.
That guy, and I never really liked that guy either.
First blood!
Back to red.
Looks like Wookiee is back on the menu, boys.
While Keith probes the bunker's defenses, Brian opts for a blunt, direct attack. When Miles dispatches more speeder bikes to slow him down, Brian calculates what might be his best response. Star Wars Legion is a game with unit cards and card upgrades. As you can see, there are a lot of cards to reference, and we prefer to keep ours off the gaming tabletop to avoid clutter. In examining the cards, however, Brian discovers his light AT-RT walkers could be devastating against the Imperial scout bikes.
Z6 Trooper.
That's awesome. Whoa! Holy shit, son.
Wow. I like that gun.
That's it. Yeah, that's
I gotta get me one of those.
One goes away because they're bikes,
Yeah, okay.
so I gotta make 4 saves.
Okay.
Woo!
Yes! No, I didn't save it.
The rebels are feeling good about their first turn and win the initiative for the second turn as well. They're feeling so confident that they fail to pay much notice to the command card played by the Imperials, Imperial Discipline. That card will soon come back to haunt Keith and Brian. But before that, Chewbacca gets his hero moment. When a squad of rebel commandos is pinned down by Imperial fire, Chewie intervenes. He charges into combat with an entire squad of stormtroopers and rips them apart.
Oh, look at that! Oh! What'd you score? 4 and I saved 1.
4, yeah.
My guy's going to take 1
This is awesome. I'm tearing arms off already.
You got the hairy belly.
While Chewbacca goes on his rampage, Tony and Miles have not been idle. They've been quietly feeding more of their reserves toward the bunker, and now they face their most important decision yet. Miles strategically deployed his most powerful unit, the formidable AT-ST, in the middle of the table to start the game. But with both objectives under pressure, he can't wait too long to commit in one direction or the other. Miles makes his choice and turns toward the bunker.
A big, awkward, top-heavy armored vehicle on spindly legs. What could possibly go wrong?
Which direction?
With poor visibility here in the forest.
The AT-ST is only part of the Imperial plan to limit Brian's ability to send his rebel troopers across the table to aid Keith, as Miles sends his death troopers to cut off the forest path between the rebels. It's a powerful delaying tactic, and the Imperials now reveal yet another nasty surprise.
2 hits, pew pew.
All right.
And they're, yeah. So
And now, because we used Imperial discipline, we get to put this one back into the board.
that sucks.
Not from this side.
The benefit of this command card is that the Imperials can activate their AT-ST Walker a second time in the same turn, and the armored walker now lays down withering fire against Keith's commando units near the bunker. The last moments of turn 2 are a mad scramble around the bunker entrance. Han and Leia finally push forward to try and regain the momentum while Tony's stormtroopers retreat inside behind the blast doors. Our rebel players are reeling from a string of setbacks and are left to sort out a new plan.
Yeah, how are we going to deal with the AT-ST?
Get behind it.
With what?
Right. Again, I think we want to use my blocking force to keep that black squad over here.
Oh, the death
so that
troopers?
the death troopers over here, so that they don't do their thing over there, because they're pretty lethal. And I want to try to keep the tank over here too. So I'm going to try. Hopefully, we can get a shot later of a flamethrower shooting a tank. I mean, come on. I got to try. So
That's cool.
yeah.
But the problem is we have an AT-ST coming up right at the bunker.
Yeah.
And it already eliminated, that's what killed my commando squad, or most of it.
Yeah.
So that thing's going to be dangerous.
So I'm going to do my best also with one of my squads to get him to pay attention to me. And we'll see what happens.
The bunker is at the point where it's about to become contested. The bunker being one of the victory conditions. There are 2 squads in the bunker. There's a bunch of rebels and some Wookiees approaching the bunker.
Wookiees are badass.
Possession of the bunker is going to be decided here in the next turn or 2.
And they're making a concerted effort. They've peeled off 2 squads from the other attack to go for the bunker. I think I'm going to keep the AT-ST covering the bunker this turn, and hope my death troopers and Star Stug are able to kind of hold the landing pad with General Veers.
They do seem to be having a little more difficulty at your end of the table, given the terrain and all your vehicles.
Well, having the vehicle be able to move twice with the command card was kind of a nasty surprise. And I think it's important this turn we go first.
Yes, yep.
In Star Wars Legion, players secretly choose a command card to start each turn. But once a card is played, it's expended for the entire game. This turn, the Imperials play a strong card to ensure that they keep the initiative. Miles employs his heavy occupier tank to pin down the rebels on the flank, hoping to limit Brian's ability to shift any help to Keith's main push on the bunker. With no reinforcements in sight, Keith must press home the assault on the bunker alone. His Pathfinders circle from behind and pin down the stormtroopers protecting the back. Han and Leia race to the door, hack it open, and pour fire on the Imperials inside.
It's them, blast them.
Blast them!
My favorite line from all of Star Wars.
3.
Yep, nothing.
You aren't very good at this, my young Padawan. As a Jedi Force Ghost Master, I know this is an excellent point for me to intervene in the scenario and shake up the story.
Servants of the Emperor, we've been playing out this Battle of Endor, but clearly something is missing.
As a surprise scenario rule, I allow pop-up bands of Ewoks to get a single free attack on every Imperial unit on the table. Even attacks against armor are considered piercing because, well, you know, George Lucas thought that made sense in Return of the Jedi. Our surprise Ewok attack does kill a number of stormtroopers, but units inside the protection of the bunker are considered immune. Our rebel players take advantage of this sudden swing in the momentum to storm the main objective.
All right, so important moment here.
Yeah.
We've got all the characters lined up and ready to assault the bunker. We're in a good position to do it. We got Chewbacca and ready to go in and rush and rip some stormtrooper arms off, and Leia and Han.
Yeah.
So,
Here we go.
Let's do it.
Don't suck.
Yeah.
Han and Leia open the door again, allowing Chewbacca to rush inside and engage the Imperial troops.
And that is 3 arms ripped off.
Shoot the Wookiee. Oh yeah, there's
Got
a
hit.
Wookiee.
Got a hit on the Wookiee.
Yes.
That's not good.
Oh man, he's got 8. One more and he's gone.
I sure want to activate my sniper.
Just take him out.
Yeah.
Let's put him in there.
Chewie needs a new pair of shoes. Yes!
Chewie can only shrug off so many blasters and sniper shots before he's overwhelmed and brought down. While outside the bunker, sniper fire pins down Leia until Miles can bring out the big guns of the AT-ST Walker.
Orbital bombardment.
I knew he had that. I knew it. Leia.
Leia.
Leia?
Yeah.
Leia, she's somebody.
Thor hit!
So this is where she goes down.
Yes!
Yeah.
Miles receives the Order of the Emperor.
In the movie,
killing
she's
the rebel
shot.
Leia.
So this is correct.
And I get a dodge token.
She wasn't killed, though.
Well, if
It's clear the AT-ST is a killing machine that the rebels have ignored for far too long. But in fairness, Brian has spent the last 2 turns desperately trying to fight his way through Miles and the Death Troopers in the middle of the table to try and reach Han and Leia. Finally, he breaks through. Rebel troopers and light walkers race towards the bunker before it's too late. It's now the final turn of the game, and Han Solo is the only rebel hero left to save the day.
Hey, we really need to go first right now.
I know.
That could be important.
It's really important.
You've saved your best card for this critical moment, right, Keith?
No.
When the cards are revealed, it's the Imperials who come out on top. Blaster fire around the bunker is intense, and the commandos supporting Han are gunned down, but he himself remains. Can he clean out the bunker on his own?
With Han, should I shoot first and then move, or move and then shoot, or?
Han always shoots first. Just ask Greedo.
2 at that unit. 2 hits.
all right, got a suppression on him.
Gunslinger at the other unit, 2 hits.
2 saves each.
Excellent.
All right, I like these red dice.
Yeah.
The stormtroopers left in the bunker are suppressed by Han's fire and on the verge of surrender. Only the mighty AT-ST Walker outside the bunker remains to contest the primary objective. On the final activation of the game, Brian fires everything his rebels can muster.
Turn, gonna shoot, and oh my gosh, hope we do it.
This is important.
Thankfully, it's the buzzsaw gun.
It's up to you, man. It's all on you.
I got 9 hits now. I take 2 more.
Oh!
Son of
Just like we planned it, boys.
All right.
Moral victory.
Boom.
The moral victories don't count, but
I think the bunker would surrender because there's no active unit other than Han.
Yeah.
And with that, we've reached the end of turn 6, and therefore the end of this game of Legion. Unfortunately for the rebels, while you did get the troops inside the shield generator bunker to surrender, you did not have time to actually blow up the shield generator, and that means that the rebel fleet high above the forest moon has itself been destroyed. And since audiences won't like that you got Princess Leia and Chewbacca killed, it wouldn't surprise me if Hollywood doesn't greenlight any more Star Wars films.
you're welcome.
Did you really think Steve and Keith could defeat me? Soon I will have a new apprentice, one older and more powerful. Next time on Little Wars TV, join me for a return to historical wargaming.
Hey there, little warriors. We had a lot of fun filming this episode, and if you'd like to join in the fun of Legion and win this starter set, leave a comment down below and tell us what expansion you'd like Fantasy Flight Games to do. We'll draw a winner on December 20th, the day Episode 9, Rise of Skywalker begins. Good luck.